Technobrain, Africa's second fastest growing technology company. Africa came first, we came in second.
Hello everyone and welcome to Unstoppable. My name is Pete Muraya, but if you like, you can call me Coach. Now let me ask you a question. What is it about some people that just keeps them going, keeps them fighting, picking up, even when the winds and the waves are against them? Do you know someone like that? Well, our guest on Unstoppable this week is Pete Muraya. Pete Muraya is the managing director of Suraya, a family-owned business that is involved in real estate here in Nairobi. You don't want to miss this story. Come. Pete, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, you're looking good. You're awesome. Yeah, it's been a while. Man, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, well, I want you to show me around.
Welcome. This is Fourways Junction.
Yeah.
I think it's an exciting place
for
you to look around. I think you'll have a good time.
This you said is phase one?
This is phase one.
Yeah.
On this side.
Yeah.
It's been occupied for about 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay.
Behind us there, we're starting now. We're about to complete what we call our phase two.
Okay.
Yeah, then we'll move into phase three, which is the commercial side.
Peter, how big is this acreage here?
The total acreage is 100 acres.
100 acres?
Yes, but it's a mixed development, mixed use development.
Means what?
So we have 1,200 houses, which is a mix of villas and apartments. And then we have some office blocks, which is like about 10 office blocks.
So there's a commercial wing?
There's a commercial wing to this.
And what's the total investment that this comes to when it's over?
When it's over, about $200 million.
$200 million?
Yes.
You know, when somebody looks at this on the outside, it looks like all glamour. And I'm sure that's not the case.
No. If you look to the left,
Yeah.
that's an idea of what sort of things we go through. The reason that's not being built is not because we can't build it.
What's the problem?
It's one of the challenges we go through. We don't like to deal with them as problems. We look at them as challenges.
Okay.
You know, when we came here initially, it was we had a partnership as well.
A partnership with
the landowner.
Okay.
So the original landowner. And what happened is, in the process of when the project took off, and they found that it's actually successful, there was a bit of jealousy, and they felt that we shouldn't get the glamour and the credit for it.
So they changed their tune.
So they changed their tune, and 2 years later, we ended up in court. It was another huge court case in the country.
Is that ongoing still?
No. We finished it. It was 2010. We finished it in 3 months.
Wow.
But we're talking about big money. We had to pay close to, at that time, $10 million.
Pete, I'm going to take you back. It sounds to me like you're really rolling right now. I don't imagine it was always like this.
No.
Yeah? Take me back to when you actually decided to start this company.
We started Suraya in 2006.
Okay, so you decided as a family, let's start Suraya. Take it from there.
Yes, we decided to start Suraya in 2006. And the idea was that Sue would have to leave her fashion, which she was not very excited about.
I can imagine.
And join the business side.
Yeah. I'm actually not trained as an architect. I'm trained as a fashion designer. So I've been applying my concepts of creativity in a completely different field, but it's so interesting because in terms of color, balance, concepts, follow through, it's very similar because you have to start from scratch to the end of a concept, create the concept and see it through.
I looked at these projects in South Africa and I wondered, why can anybody do it in Kenya?
Yeah.
And I kept asking the question, why can't somebody do it? Until eventually Sue told me, why don't you do it? So I thought, why can't I do it? We have no money.
Yeah.
And she's like, you think of how to do it, but don't keep talking about it.
So what, you borrowed some money from the bank or what?
No, what we did is, it's called leverage.
Leveraging.
I used what I had, which is my professional experience.
Right.
I could draw, I could get all the buildings, I could supervise the construction. And I looked for somebody with land who didn't idle land, who didn't know what to do with it and had no money themselves.
Right.
And I then convinced them to give me their land. I develop the project, I sell it, I build it, and we share the profit.
At that time, who's trusting this husband and wife to a piece of land to do a project? You don't sound like you are real, because you're saying if we do this and that and the other, we can actually create a project. But everybody we would talk to would feel it's too good to be true. What is the catch? But this couple or this gentleman, who when he met with Pete, listened to him and felt there was something that is there for Fourways, and that's how we started.
Peter, so nobody's trusting you. You have no money. Where did you finally break through?
The gentleman's wife was sick with cancer, and for some reason she felt that this might be her last testament, and she decided, I need to get this happening before I die. And it sort of became her last testament. Wow. So she just came up to me one day and said, I will let you do it as long as you assure me that by December this year, you'll break ground.
Who markets this for you?
Well, Suraya has a department headed by Sue, which is called Suraya Sales, that does the marketing. But it wasn't always like that. When we started and were trying to do our first project, and went to all the estate agents, the big ones, Lloyd, Knight Frank, all of them, trying to convince them to market the project. And they all said, too many houses, no fences, no gates, nobody can buy these houses, because nobody had ever heard of a gated community before that. So that became the challenge.
So nobody was buying your ideas? The banks weren't buying it?
The banks weren't buying it, the estate agents weren't buying it.
Yeah.
So we just had to move on with the belief and the faith that we could achieve this and we could do it.
Seeing people happy to get homes, that really, really inspires us. And also seeing people not just having a home, but a good home, and at the same time, not just a house without the activities that go along with life. And what we see ourselves doing is replicating our concepts, not only in Kenya, in East Africa, and in Africa. We haven't even started, because right now we are doing structures of how do you expand, how do you move to a different county, how do you move to a different country, what do you need to do. So it's been a very good time for us to put down systems, so that when we are out there, when you look at Suraya, it stops just being Sue and Muraya, it starts being just a brand name for housing.
Now, I imagine there must be a lot of challenges in this particular industry. What are some of those that you face?
Well, some of the challenges we face is contractors who don't keep time, banks not paying on time, if you borrowed money and the bank is not paying on time. Yeah. But I think the biggest challenge that we are facing right now in property development is the registration of property after you've developed them. Currently, in this country, it takes 9 months.
9 months to register?
One unit.
One unit.
Yeah. So when you're doing this sort of numbers, it's a total nightmare. You have to have guys full-time on it. But it's not even so much the lawyers and the banks or the buyers. It's the actual law.
You've gone through an industry that is fraught with risk. And you said your own words that people have fallen by the wayside.
Yeah.
What is keeping you going?
Can I use your terminology?
Use it.
We believe we are unstoppable.
You believe you're unstoppable?
Yes. And the reason we do is very simple. We have both of us, me and Sue, we have a very positive attitude to everything. We
have a sales office internally. We have an architectural office internally. We have construction. All those are within one roof. That is a very different concept in terms of development. But in terms of what sets us apart is the fact that when we are doing a project, whatever a project it may be, there's a lot of thought process in terms of the layout. If you go like now to Fourways, you find there's a lot of thought process in everything that we do, in terms of just not only how the house is inside, but also how the house is outside and how it relates to the other neighbors.
And we have this approach that no matter what comes at you, it's not about what's been thrown at you. It's about how you react to it.
How you respond to
How you respond to it. And we always choose to respond positively.
Right.
And by doing that, you find that you will find a positive solution to it.
It's no longer about us. It's about provision of homes. And the reason it's unstoppable is because we are not going to sit back and feel that because other people can do it in other countries, that we can't do it for our own people and our own country. And because we're Kenyans, there's no reason why we can't be the ones providing quality, affordable homes and actually completing a task.
What an amazing story. I wish we had more time to go into more details. You are an inspiration, you and Sue, to so many people who are watching this, and we're going to keep watching you, your unstoppable story. Thank you so much for being on Unstoppable this week. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back next week with another unstoppable story, another unstoppable entrepreneur. I'm Pete Muraya. Goodbye.